A car is a few thousand pounds of steel, glass, and rubber, moving faster than any human was ever meant to. We forget how fragile that illusion of control is, how a single second can shatter it all. These are the moments where that illusion didn't just shatter, it exploded in the most horrific ways imaginable. The bad luck. In the early 1980s, on the German Autobahn, a highway with no speed limit, a driver pushed his Porsche 928 to its absolute limit. This was a car built for this, a masterpiece of engineering designed to handle velocity that would make most vehicles shake apart, moving so fast it seemed to warp the air around it. For that driver, in that moment, he was invincible. He was the fastest thing on the planet. But physics doesn't care about feeling invincible. In a split second, it's believed a tire blew out at over 160 miles per hour. Control was lost not gradually, but utterly and completely. The Porsche swerved violently, became a projectile, and slammed into the side guardrail. Not head-on, but at a devastating angle. At that speed, a guardrail isn't a safety feature. It's a blade. The force of the impact was so unimaginably precise and violent that it acted like a can opener on the car's chassis. The reinforced steel frame, designed to protect the occupant, was peeled apart. But what happened to the driver inside defied belief. The crash forces, channeled through the torn metal, literally cut the man in two, cleanly. His upper body, still secured by the seatbelt, remained in the eviscerated driver's seat. His lower body was thrown clear, found several meters away in the grass. When first responders arrived, they were met with a scene so clinically gruesome that veterans of the Autobahn Patrol described it as the worst of their careers. There was no fire, no prolonged suffering. It was an instant, violent, and total anatomical separation. This case became infamous, a ghost story told among emergency crews and a stark, horrifying lesson in the raw physics of speed. The human body, no matter how protected, is just flesh and bone. The Hollywood Inferno. On November 30th, 2013, Paul Walker, the 40-year-old star of the Fast and Furious franchise, a man who built a career on surviving impossible car crashes on screen, attended a charity event for hurricane relief in Santa Clarita, California. It was a Saturday afternoon. He was happy, surrounded by friends and fans, celebrating his passion for cars. He stepped into the passenger seat of a red Porsche Carrera GT, a rare, notoriously unforgiving supercar, nicknamed the Widowmaker by enthusiasts. Its V10 engine and his friend Roger Rodas, a skilled driver and financial partner, took the wheel. They accelerated down a quiet industrial street. Witnesses placed their speed at over 90 miles per hour. Then, the car hit a slight curb. It was all it took. The Porsche spun, careened out of control, and smashed into a concrete lamppost and a tree. The impact was catastrophic, ripping the car in half and rupturing the fuel tank. The wreckage immediately erupted into a fireball. The initial assumption, the hope everyone held onto, was that death was instantaneous. The impact looked too severe for anyone to survive. The coroner's report told a different, more haunting story. Both men suffered traumatic injuries from the impact, broken bones, severe trauma, but they were not instantly fatal. Paul Walker was alive, conscious. He was trapped in the passenger seat, held in place by his seatbelt, as flames from the ruptured fuel tank began to consume the cabin. The autopsy report was chillingly clear. Soot was found in his trachea and lungs. He was alive, and he was breathing in the smoke and superheated gases. He was awake for the fire. The heat in that inferno would have become unbearable in seconds. The smoke filling his lungs, the flames closing in with no escape. The seatbelt, the very thing meant to save him, became his cage. It took only 60 seconds for the entire car to be engulfed, but for Paul Walker, those final seconds must have felt like an eternity. The man who famously cheated death on screen was ultimately taken by it in one of its most brutal forms.